an extremely important part of your child's development, it's actually one of their jobs, is to set up a relationship with you. It is so important that the baby has someone who they can rely on to provide safety, security, some sort of predictability, and someone who can do it for them. And they learn that when they have needs and they express their needs and there's someone there for them, that there's a connectedness. Babies can't survive by themselves. They need someone else. They need someone else physically and they need them emotionally. So your baby will start to develop a relationship with you in ways that you may well be surprised. You'll find that they will look at you, and they look at you in a way that it's a little different to how they look at other people. They respond to your voice. They learn your smell. You're the constant in their lives, and the constant in their lives is really important to help keeping them calm. They learn that when things happen, they learn to know your touch. They learn to know your soothing. And over time, this relationship, this bond that you two develop becomes such an important part of life, because in those first few years of life, this is when we learn about how relationships work. This is what they call the template. We set down in our brain a template about how relationships work. Over time that can change, and of course it can change with different experiences, but our expectations, our default position is what we've learnt in those early days. So if a baby experiences someone who is there for them, to offer them protection, to calm them, to interact with them when they want to interact, when they're looking at you and looking you in the eye, it's not the time that you check Facebook. It's the time that you take right then, at that moment, that very, very precious moment, to show them you're there for them. You don't have to lunge into their face. It's a matter of just going, yeah, hello, let's talk. Let's talk until you can't talk anymore. Let's talk until you'll see your baby show you things such as they'll look away. They'll just look away in the middle of a discussion with you. And when they look away, or they start yawning, or they start rubbing their eyes or becoming irritable, just leave them for a while, because they're sort of processing information. And they need time to digest and process that information before they can take on more. They have to take on so much information in their heads. It's almost inconceivable to think how much they have to learn and process in new experiences in those first few years of life. So when your baby is showing you they're a bit tired, they're looking like it's time to tune it, just cuddle them, let them feel okay. Don't push them to communicate with you because it's a good time for you. That time will develop over the years as they go past. You will learn who's ready when. But right at this time, it's when you need to be watchful of your child and see when they're ready to be communicating with you and when they're ready to have a bit of space. And if we don't give them that space when they need it, they may well become quite irritable. And that's because they've become overwhelmed. So we really do need to give them some downtime, to give them just quiet time, but to also be there to respond to them in a kind and gentle way when they need our care.